right. Good morning, Freedom Team. June 22nd, Monday. Like we always do, we get the privilege to interview some of these stars and studettes throughout EXP that are, and again, the Rebecca, when you're going to hear from her, she's not only doing awesome in rev share, but doing awesome in production. And I love that so much, Rebecca, because so many people always talk about they don't have time to attract. And yet I bring on people like you that are nailing both of them. So, first of all, congrats. Let me give a quick little bio here on Rebecca, and we will jump into this. So, Rebecca Soto is a realtor, author, speaker, and visionary builder who co-leads Soto Legacy Group with her husband, Jose. Am I saying that right?
Postway. Postway.
Hostway. Okay, thank you. They are four-time Icon agents. Together, they have built a thriving eXp Realty organization of 285 agents. Rebecca is passionate about helping agents grow through community, leadership, and purpose-driven expansion. She's known for her heart-led approach and practical strategies. She inspires agents to build with intention, create lasting impact, and grow a business that supports both wealth and legacy. So, first of all, congrats. Icon I'm assuming, is this 4 years in a row? How long have you been at EXP total?
I've been 7 years at EXP,
Okay.
and we are completing the fifth year of Icon. So, yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. That is awesome. And 285 agents. Goodness gracious, girl. Yes, I'm eager to jump into this. The first question I always like to start off with is, how were you approached with EXP and kind of what are the main reasons that I guess made you join?
Oh, okay. So, I think even before we joined DXP, I had my husband and I owned our own boutique brokerage, and it was a very small brokerage. The two of us plus, about between 3 to 5 agents. Here every how do I explain that? They would come and go, right? But we'd average about 3 to 5 agents.
Okay.
And as I was looking at what is the future of our company and how we wanted to grow, I kept thinking, I don't think that I want to do it the traditional route. I don't want to put the extra time, the money, the resources that goes into it. I mean, we're talking about training and staff and more technology and all the things. And so I said, there's got to be a better way. So my husband and I set out to kind of do our homework, check out the other brands. There's a lot of amazing brands out there that we highly respect, and many legacy brands that have been around forever that some of you have come from: Keller Williams, Global Banker, Remax, all the names, right? And so we took a look at them, and what we discovered was they're not doing anything different than what we were already doing in our business. I kept thinking, what are we paying for out there? I feel like there's extra fees to pay for a name. And I didn't need that branding. We had already established our brand. We had already been in business at the time for about 7 years. And when I was thinking about this, and there was no rush because we weren't in a pain point or anything. We're just thinking we're looking for something different. And we didn't know what we were looking for, but we were just going to hold out until we found something that would take us into the future, was my exact words. And at the time, I had never heard of EXP. So the first person to reach out to us about EXP was someone that we knew I'm in Orlando. This person is in Miami, and they're telling me about EXP for the first time, and I'm thinking, this what? What kind of company is this? I don't understand this model. It's so different. And I said, well, we've got to do a little research. What is this company? Who is EXP? Because we'd never heard of them.
Yeah.
And so there's always that skepticism, like, is this a fly-by-night company? But it wasn't. At the time, it had been already about 7 to 9 years in business. And so as we're looking at the model and we're seeing Gene Frederick and all these amazing people, Rob Flick, who are
Mhm.
explaining the model explained and the all the things and rev share explained, I thought, oh my gosh, this is I've got to pay attention. This is what's going to take us into the future. And so this is different. This I kept thinking, and I know many agents probably relate to this. It's like, especially if you come from 100% model. Now, my boutique was not 100% model, but we were the broker owners. Like, I'm like, if I'm going to close my doors to go
Mhm.
to a company and pay 20% What am I getting? What are they doing with this 20% to help me grow? And
Yeah.
so that's the perspective I took from it. So when I know when agents come in, they're like, I'm not going to pay 20% to another company. I'm like, but you have to look at how this helps you grow your business more. Let's break that down. Don't just look at the 20%. What are they doing with that? So anyways, when they explained the rev share model, how the company retains, half of the 20% for the company dollar and the other half is put towards the rev share. I said, I want in. I mean,
Yeah.
it was already solving the problems that I was looking for. What did I want at the time? I wanted tools, resource, technology, support, training. Those were the things that I was looking for. And once we made the switch and we came in, what we found, I felt like we won the lottery because it felt like we won so much more. We ended up getting this warm community, a network of agents that it was at the time, it felt incredible because I'm getting to meet all these agents in other states. I barely
Mm.
had a network outside of my own state. And although I take that back, I did have a different network of agents from an organization that I'm part of, but this seemed to be that on steroids. And I just added, it complemented to what we were already building. And I fell in love with it. From day one, I already knew that this was going to be amazing. It's been 7 amazing years. And I love every second of it. Every second of what with all the ups and downs and the growth, what I love the most is that the company is agent centric. It literally is looking, how can we improve EXP for our agents? What tools can we bring? How can we
Mm.
simplify? The model itself, the rev share has changed since I came in originally. And even how we bring
Mhm.
in large brokerages or teams, that has changed as well. The concierge, the training, the fast cap, all the things that the
Yeah.
company has added since. Like I didn't have that when they came in. And so I love that they are constantly looking to add value.
Hold on. Thank you for meeting that out. Well, thank you for sharing that. So let me ask your team, and I know they were coming and going when you were building your boutique. How many
Mhm.
came over with you?
I literally just brought two. It was my husband and I and two other agents. So four of us.
Okay.
Four of
Okay.
us.
And so you came in, you were already did you guys hit icon right out of the gate, or did things start to build before you hit this getting ready to hit your fifth icon?
That's a great question. And I love answering that because I get a lot of agents when they're coming in that they've already been working on some deals and they want to have those waived out. And we had several deals already in our pipeline. And that question came up is like, do we ask them to waive it? This is ours, before we came in TXP. And I said, absolutely not. I want an icon. So we did icon in our first year. We brought in all those listings that we already had. We threw them
Mm.
into the pot. And I said, we gotta hit icon fast. That's our goal every year, is that we do want to hit icon. Did we miss it? Yeah, we have. We missed it twice. We've been in 7 years and we've only got it twice, excuse me, 5 times, but that's okay. Our goal is always to earn icon. So I want to get back as much as I can from the company, and they're allowing me
Yeah.
to earn back my 20%. Heck yeah, I'm in. What do I got to
Love
do?
it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so you came over, started producing. Did you start attracting immediately, or did you wait a little while before that began?
So the attraction did happen pretty quick for us, and I'll explain how and why. Right from the start, and I know that social media has changed a lot since we started as well. We did a lot of work with an organization, and honestly, this is so duplicatable. You can do it in any organization. We were leaders in an organization called NARAP. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They are the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
Okay.
And on a very local level, we just became part of the board and we planned some events locally, and then we would attend the annual conferences. Through that, I did get to meet some other amazing leaders in other markets. And when we made our transition to come into EXP, we did it together with a couple of other people, and we made a big splash of it. We tried our best, right? And we did our best with the tools that we had at the time. And at the time, live video was was all the rave. So we went live, and Veronica Figueroa decided she was coming over, and Gil Ramos and Rebecca and William and all these other people. We did our announcement all at the same time. And so when our friends in our sphere started to see, whoa, all of you came, what's happening? Why are you all closing your businesses to come into eXp Realty?
Mm.
The phone calls started to come in. But that part can be done in other ways too. You can have a little launch, or just announcing yourself online with the graphics and things like that. But not just doing those things, following up with people, checking in on them, seeing people, see who is it that loved that post, right? And using stories, using shorts, all the different LinkedIn, if you're big on LinkedIn, using all these resources to promote and share your story, what your excitement about why you decided to join a company, even if you already joined, right? You've been a year, 2 years, share your story. Why did you decide to join EXP when you made that decision? And that sparks people's interest, especially if they are at a crossroad in their business at the moment. You never know who's that person that's going through some tough. Or maybe you're just having, there's that next thing that you've just accomplished in EXP, share it. Whether it's you just closed or you got a new listing, maybe you just did an open house. It could be anything. Share it on social media, because when you start having these successes, people are seeing that you're working, that you're having a good time. Maybe you're showing off, the circle of friends that you have within the company. You're having fun in real estate. Show that, because
Mm.
that is attractive. People are like, either bored out of their minds sometimes in what they're doing, or they're out of ideas, and they're seeing you have a good time, and they're like, I want what they have. What are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
doing? Talk to me about your company. I want to know more.
So I love it. Yes. So here you are 7 years in. Today, are you doing anything different today to attract than you were in the beginning? Obviously, we've evolved, social media, all of that. EXP's evolved. Most people are aware. What do you mind me asking? What do you do in, let's just say, in the last year or so for you and your group to attract? What do you guys do?
So I'll tell you, I've tried to be consistent in sharing on social media. Even on the days that I don't feel like it, I try to put something, and just to keep it in there. But I think what I do different now is that I've been creating some more of my own events, or I leverage other people's events. So I leverage, when we're doing the build or the rallies or whatever it is, we're doing anything locally, we're doing masterminds online, like this mastermind right here, right? So we have our weekly masterminds. I'm constantly inviting people to join those masterminds so that they can hear us, see us, experience our company before they make a decision, or even just spark their interest, right? So we locally, we do have some events that we do. So anytime that we have an event that is going to be fun, that I know that is going to be exciting for other agents, I'm inviting them as much as I can to get them to come into our world, so that they can see how we operate, they can see the leadership, they can see the training that we have, they can experience our organization, they can experience our company before ever having to make a decision whether they want to move or not.
Gotcha. So is that mainly done through social media posts, or do you do some outbound calls to people you've done deals with or that you know in the industry?
So there's a mix of all those things. I don't think I stick to any one of them. I try to do a little bit of all of it. So I don't do like cold calling, if that's what we're talking about. But what I try to do is, based on the people I'm connected to online, that's been
Hmm.
my main source. Then I will shoot out messages, direct messages to them, and they're not recruiting messages. Literally just, hey, how are you? I see what you're doing, congratulating them on anything that they've done, to open up conversation. That's my goal, is just to open up conversation, because sometimes people are just waiting for that. I've noticed that, and it's not everybody. It's catching
Yeah.
that right person at the right time, where they'll say, hey, I just saw that you're in the Dominican Republic. Tell me more. What's happening? Like, you guys, girls are having a lot of fun. I'd love to be part of that. Oh, you should
Yeah.
come. It would be great, right? So I just continue those types of conversations, always inviting. And always there's another thing that I try to do, and this is me personally, I know this is not something that most people do, but a lot of people are waiting to be invited. And I try to think
Mm.
everyone has a sign on their forehead that says, make me feel special. Because a lot
Yeah.
of people feel either unseen, excluded, things like that. And I want to make them feel like, hey, you're invited. I want you to come. And so, and I see what you're doing. That makes people feel seen. If you tell someone, hey, I see what you're doing, that's pretty awesome. Like congratulate them, give them that pat on the back. That makes people feel good, right? They've worked really hard towards, whatever
Yeah.
it is that you've seen them do. And I think that
Mm.
that goes a long way for some folks to feel seen that this industry can be very lonely, right? We're
Yeah.
independent contractors. You go into a company, and many of these companies, you're on your own. They might have some training meetings, but try to get a hold of somebody outside of those trainings. That's it's like you're on your own. So I think that when you can connect with people on a
Yeah.
human level, that's the other thing is that AI is taking over, right? So if
Yep.
you connect with people on a human level, that is always going to go, that's going to go the distance. No, nothing can compete with that. Nothing can compete with you make me feel good. I love you, motivate me, you inspire me.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to work with you.
Yeah. I am definitely not doing enough of that. So I'm glad you're really just going out and just recognizing other people, making comments. I see what you're doing. So do you, if we wanted to follow you on social media, is it just under your name?
Yes, I
Rebecca
am
Soto?
well, on Instagram, Rebecca Soto underscore legacy.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's just Rebecca Soto, Rebecca Soto.
Got you. Got you. Got you. And so do you yourself, do you post on a daily basis or just go out and make comments to other people and so forth? Or do you personally post daily?
I do personally post. I can't say that it's always daily. I do miss some days. I'm human. But I do, it is my goal to post daily. And I think that should be all of our goal. We should push ourselves and whether that's, on a call like today is super easy because we can screenshot. Let's all, turn our cameras on, smile, screenshot this, and you can make an easy post about how you came to this mastermind, what you learned today, or what
Yeah.
inspired you. Maybe that one little thing that inspired you and there's your post for the day, right? But what are we doing on a day to day? Did I show a house? Did I get a new client? What problem did I answer today? Like anything that you're doing, it could be a screenshot of the home search that you're doing for a client, and maybe something about that client, not divulging their name, but a situation that you're helping them answer, because when we are the problem solvers, that is going to
Mhm.
pique other people's interest too. That's going to pique new clients' interest. Oh, I have that problem too. What did they do? I'm
Yeah.
curious, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So well, first of all, you've got a big group. I mean, 285 agents, that's a lot. And I'm think Kelly's probably thinking the same thing as I am. To build that big of a group, do you mind me asking, we all refer to them as generals. How many builders do you have within that 285 that are truly building and kind of focused like you are?
Okay, so the group, and it's changed over the years, right? But
Yeah.
at the moment, I probably have three or four solid builders. And you know what? I take that back. I'm gonna have to take a new look at that because as it keeps growing, there's new people that I'm not even seeing who they are because the group has grown bigger than
Mm.
the just the folks that I actually know in the organization. And uh, I don't know all 290 agents, and actually 290 as of today. Um,
You.
the reason for that is because in the beginning, it of course started with me and a few others that started inviting. But as they started inviting, the others started inviting, and there are people even in other countries that I know some of them, but not all of them. So, like I have Dunia Fadi from Dubai, the country leader. She's in my organization, but she didn't come in through me. She came
Yeah.
in. She came in under someone else in Dubai, and that person came in under Oscar Morales in Miami. And Oscar Morales is the person that I actually know. But there's a whole lineage of people in Dubai that I don't know them all. And same with Chile. I've got a section of people that are in Chile also came in through Oscar because he has these international connections. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Oscar, when we brought him in, I didn't know that was his passion or that's what he wanted to do. And he went out, he set out to do it, and he's brought in these agents from other countries. I did help to open Puerto Rico, so I do have a cluster of agents in Puerto Rico as well.
Okay.
And those I try to stay close to because I do have business between Florida and Puerto Rico. We do a lot of business together, so I try to make it my business to get to know who they are. I look for them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
agents in Puerto Rico. Let me know who they are, and so I reach out to them and call them. But yeah, so I have a group of agents that I know because I personally brought them in, and I know
Yeah.
the people they brought in. But as it continues growing, it gets a little harder to know who all of them are.
If I asked you your time on a weekly basis, being your hitting icon, obviously you and your husband are focused, but is there, do you kind of time block? Is it a 50-50? What kind of time do you put in production at a rev share? What's that look like?
I wouldn't say it's 50-50. I think there's more time that's put towards the production side of it.
I think so, yeah.
And and then there's some things that I am regular on. So on Mondays, the Mondays are separated for our masterminds, and we have two that we do. So I've got a Spanish mastermind that we do at 10 a.m. and then we have an English mastermind that I do at 12 p.m. Eastern. And
And what are you
but I
covering there? On those masterminds, what are you covering?
Just different topics. The topics change from week to week, and I'll bring in guest speakers as you guys are doing here today. So I'll have a lot of guest speakers. I try not to do it all by myself because that's a heavy undertaking. So
Hmm.
what I've done is we've sourced a group of leaders within our organization who have raised their hand and said, "Hey, we have a skill. We want to help train. We'd love to, be involved." And so we get them involved as well. So Círculo Mastermind is our Spanish mastermind. And I speak Spanish and I'm pretty fluent, but I'm not 100% fluent. So I've gotten the best of the best who are really fluent in it. And I
Yeah,
have a heart and a passion for it. And they pretty much lead that. So what I do is I will organize the content topics that they're going to speak on, and then they'll kind of decide which week they can do it, and
yeah,
that runs on its own. And Gap Mastermind, a little bit of the same. We create, every quarter we're creating a schedule, and that kind of runs on its own today. So today there's someone else is running the call. That way it's not 100%
yeah,
on me to do it, but I want to be involved. And I think that's something that everyone can take away is that you can be involved, even if you're just giving that one class here and there. You want to somehow step into that leadership role because when you're in that leadership role, even if it's on the very smallest level, people are looking up to you. You are the
mhm,
authority in whatever it is that you're teaching, whatever subject that you're strong at. So whether it's for sale by owner or door knocking, or, circle prospecting or whatever it is,
yeah,
all the different things that you can do. I'm the open house queen or whatever. Um, you're the authority on that, and people are looking up to you and they want to be a part, they connect with you, right? So
yeah,
that's what we want is we want to have that visibility. We want that authority so that people will want to follow us and join us.
yeah. So the Mondays both sound like they're kind of production focused. Do you have any Zoom set aside where you do stuff kind of like we're doing right here that's more focused on rev share?
On Fridays, and I'm not in charge of that specific call. So one of our other partners leads that call. We do our Alliance Attractors on Friday mornings, and so I'm still part of that as well. But
Yeah.
it runs with a team so that it's not a heavy lift on anybody.
Love it. Yeah. And we do similar here. So we do Monday through Thursday Zooms. So Monday,
Yeah,
Thursday is kind of about attraction, and Tuesday, Wednesday is more production focused. And we try
yeah,
to spread it out where different people are leading it. Yeah. So you're not burdened with having one person have to do it all. So sounds like
yeah.
we're doing a lot of the same things. So let me kind of open it up here to the group. We do these every Monday. We're so fortunate and blessed you came on. I can tell you're obviously a rock star. You get a very dynamic personality, just your smile, your enthusiasm, your energy. So I see why people are attracted to you. The biggest nugget I've gotten so far is I need to take the time personally, and I don't know if everybody does this, go out on social media and just be constantly commenting and congratulating. I see what you're doing. I am not doing enough of that. So that's kind of eye-opening for me. So thank you for that. Questions anybody'd like to ask? We got another rock star here. I mean, think about this, you guys. Someone's hit Icon 5 times and they've got almost 300 agents in their group. So, man, hit some questions with this lady. You got a rock star right here. It's truly amazing what you're
Well,
doing.
and I'll go ahead and add something else about the social media. I'm not a social media expert, and I don't have the most polished posts, right? I don't
Yeah.
have the most polished reels. I'm actually lacking in reels right now, and I could do a lot better. But that means that there's hope for everybody. It doesn't matter. I think I don't know if you guys follow John Black, but he says my crappy video will outperform your non-existing video, right? So it
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't matter how good or bad it is. The
Yeah.
point is get it out, and the thing is that we get better over time.
Yeah.
So our first efforts might not be the best. It might not get all the likes. And actually, that doesn't even matter anymore. It's not about how many likes or comments you get. There's still people who are seeing those posts and they still connect with people. And so, and then sometimes I've had things that I've posted about that I didn't think anybody cared about. And then I've had people strangers who have called me and said, "Hey, I, I was following you online. I like what you're doing. I want to know more about EXP. I'm thinking of joining." And literally, and specifically for posting something about being Latina, and also for my brand Married in Real Estate, where I work together with my husband. There's people who are attracted just to that because, oh, that's what I'm doing. I want to be
Mm.
with someone who's also doing the same thing. So what are you doing? Because
Yeah.
it's not about the one thing that I'm doing. What are you doing? Because people are attracted to that. And so, and I think when we talk about, I don't know if you guys have heard the term attract your tribe, right? What
Yeah.
does that mean? What is your tribe? Well, your tribe is what you're already into. So whether it's I'm selling 55 plus communities, then let's talk about selling 55 plus communities. There's going to be somebody who loves that and wants to engage with that.
Yeah.
Maybe I've heard now the silver tsunami, right? So who's taking care of all the boomers and all the homes
Oh,
that are being sold and all the things? Oh, you hadn't heard about that one, huh? So the
silver
silver
tsunami. I
tsunami.
haven't. I like it.
And well, I heard about it because there's somebody who made that her niche. And so she loves everything about the senior citizen market. And she's my age. And that's all she wants to work is that senior citizen market. And she's become the queen at that. So we're looking for those blue oceans, right? So
Yeah.
the red ocean is where everything is saturated. Everybody's already working, whatever, XYZ. What are people not focused on? That could be a really big potential. But be it whatever you're currently doing,
Yeah.
show that off on social media. Let that be seen so that people see you, they see your authenticity, and they're going to be attracted to that. That is how you attract your tribe. It's like, what do I love the most?
Yeah.
And what am I involved in? Or maybe I want to get involved into something. Maybe I'm taking you along in my journey, right? So, um, maybe I want to become, let's say, an international, what do you call it? Working with builders internationally, right? And so I want to sell Dominican Republic. And so now I'm going to be, I'm going to show you how we're going to start building our following with Dominican Republic properties. And so now I'm visiting these properties here in Dominican Republic, making connections, showing you these amazing uh, um, properties that they have here and all the amenities. And so you weren't even thinking about buying in the Dominican Republic, but now you're seeing my videos and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. I didn't even know that could be an option. Whoa, you can save a lot of money and live like a king out there. Maybe I should move there. Right?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
attract your tribe, whatever it is that you're passionate about. Be genuine, be real, be authentic.
Yeah.
Daily posts if you can, comment on other people's. Love it, love it. Something going through my mind, we talk about it all the time, is onboarding, right? You can turn that over to EXP or you can kind of do it yourself. Do you guys have your own special kind of onboarding? And if so, what do you guys do?
So interestingly enough, we do not have an onboarding as of yet. I've really leveraged the EXP onboarding. I love the live startup sessions that they do. It's a 2-hour workshop where EXP schedules a time with all new agents and they go from top to bottom, getting them onboarded onto all the tools and technology that we have. So I'm like, I do not need to do that. They're already taking care of it and they do it in Spanish. Let them have that. So now we do have a VA that takes care of sending like an onboarding email to the agent so that they know all of the different what do you call it, the websites that we have and our masterminds that we have for our organization, so
Yeah.
that they can connect to those things. But I'll be honest, it probably would be a good idea to do onboarding with them for our organization, because sometimes people get overwhelmed with so many emails that they don't see it and then they don't connect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that we're working on that part.
Love it. So it's first of all, thank you guys for coming. Those that are here, appreciate it. And we play this. We have this recording in our YouTube channel so people can go back and watch it. And those that didn't get to see it, but what would you say to anybody that's on here right now that maybe isn't really doubting yet for attraction? I know you've thrown out a bunch of ideas, but if you were just coaching them along to go, look, you're doing production, what would you advise them maybe on how to start attracting? If they're kind of starting from scratch right now, what might you say?
I think one of the easiest things, and you've probably heard this before, is talk to the other person on the other side of your deal currently. Is it a person that you enjoy working with, that you're like, man, this would be so cool if we can work together? Or make a list. Actually, not or, you should make a list of your top 20 agents. If you know more than that, I would say go for 50, go for 100. Keep adding to the list every time you meet someone new. One of the things that I love to do as I meet people that are amazing, because I want amazing people to stay in my circle. So I'm instantly connecting with them on social media. Hey, are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? Okay, let's connect, because I don't want to miss them, right? And
Mhm.
people who I don't like, I'm not trying to connect with them. I might block them. But yeah, so I'm connecting with them on social media to make sure that we stay connected there. But maybe I'm inviting them to a coffee. Maybe it's a virtual coffee if they're not close to me,
Yeah.
and just or inviting them to a local event. Again, leveraging the current events that we have going. Like right now, we have Build at Sea. You're all invited. I know Kelly, you're going to be there. You're going to be on a panel. We're excited about that. But you're all invited to come join us at buildatsea.com. And so, leverage events that are happening so that you can pull them into your world.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Kelly.
Yeah, and let me ask about that. For me, Rebecca, I've been here about as long as you, and events have been the shift for me. The I could see all these different people on stage and what they've created, and I could see the path. For you, you've been very involved in events. What have events done for you?
What have events done for me, like personally or for attraction? I mean, personally, and I'll tell you the first Cabo that I went to, I almost didn't go. And it's 2021. I don't know if he had one prior to that, but I came in 2019. I think he did have one prior. I missed it, and I made it my goal to go to the next one. And of course, now it's COVID, and I lose my father like a month before the event. And I'm like, I cannot bring myself to take a trip. And like I'm grieving, and I'm thinking, what it would look like for me to take off on a trip. I just lost my father. Like, how do you do that? And I couldn't do it. And then as we got closer to the event, I knew that it was non-refundable. I was like, well, maybe I just need to get away. So I said, you know what? I just need to get away. And I was still rather new in EXP, and I knew some of the faces, but I didn't know everybody yet, right? Like I'm not solid with knowing all the people, the leaders in leadership. And I get there and I have no expectation of what to expect at the event. What is this event even about? And so as I start seeing everyone that comes onto the stage and they're showing you their production numbers and their organization numbers, and then they start talking about their story, and you can see this online. They still have it on Branko's YouTube channel. But as I start hearing story after story, and it's how they started their humble beginnings and how they grew in EXP, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what? Like, there's no reason why I can't make it in here. I left so inspired and so filled. And some people who had had even worse tragedies, and things like that, that have overcome some really big challenges in their life, where sometimes you look at people who are, where they're at, and you just assume that it came easy to them. It's because,
Yeah.
their charisma. It's because they already had a large network. It's because they come from wealth. We have all these excuses that we stories that we make up that
Mm,
make us believe that that person had it really easy. And then you start to really see what it was like for them, and that they just made a decision that they either were going to overcome these challenges, that they were not going to let anything stop them, that they were going to do the work, that they were going to get the coach, that whatever it took, they did the thing to get to where they're at. And it's like, okay, well, we can all do this. There's no reason why we can't do this, why we can't have that same level of success. It's all up here. It's a decision here that once you make it, and you're like, it's not about being too young or too old or too nothing. I don't have enough experience. I don't, no, none of that matters, because we've seen by now new people who come in and they go straight to the top. And it wasn't because they had anything special. They had this drive in them, and they
mm.
just ran, and they didn't let any limiting beliefs hold them back. And that's what we have to do, is let go of any limiting belief that we have that says, I'm not enough, I can't do it. Whatever that excuse is, we have to throw that away and say, I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to put my blinders on. I'm not going to look left or right. Where's the goal? Where's the finish line? And I just need to run. I just need to run as fast as I can.
I love it. I'm gonna say, preach it, girl. That's like a coach going at us right there. That was good stuff. I hope everybody just took that in, because I always say, and it's kind of maybe not a good trait. I've got that personality that it's when my back gets against the wall and I've got to make it happen. Well, I already got it started, made it happen, and now I'm kind of in a comfort area, somewhat of a comfort, and that drive that I had in the beginning to get it isn't quite what it was, and so I continue to find myself going, God, how do I get myself just dialed in where I'm? So, do you experience that at all? You got a good sized group, you're training.
Absolutely.
And what do you do to continue
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
dial
We
in?
all kind of hit little dry spells and stuff. I think that the number one thing is that we have to stay plugged in. And I'm a person of faith. So number one, I stay plugged into to God, right? And I let Him lead me, and I let Him open and close doors, right? And if there's a door that's not for me, I don't want it. Close the door, God, for me, please, because I only want to go through the doors that You have designed for me. And but the next thing is I stay plugged into events. So I stay plugged into the company. I see too many agents who they don't even know what hub is. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Since October, they've been talking about the hub. Slack is shutting down. If you're not in the hub, get signed up in the hub. And why? Why is that important? Because that's your company. If you
Mhm.
don't know what the company is doing, then like you're lost. You're like, what are you really doing? Okay, it's good to be in production and get to work, but I use the hub just like I used Workplace back in the day and Slack as my morning newspaper. What's happening in my company? What's
Mm,
Glenn got to say, or what's Leo got to say for me today? What's
mm.
important? Spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes at most looking through there to see what's happening in our company so that
Right.
I'm informed. It's
That's
not
good.
okay to be part of a company and you have no idea what's going on in the company. And are
Yeah.
we are we going to have blind spots and we're going to miss things? Yes, we're not perfect, but we do our best to every day to just take a glance, at least 5 minutes getting started. Take a look through it. Don't say there's too much noise in there. No, go in there, take a look at announcements, EXP announcements, what's happening. Okay, good. I'm up to date with what's happening there. And there's some exciting things that I get excited. I get pumped. Like when they announced that Canva was free for all agents, shoot, that's exciting, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
that they just changed the rev share and now they've made it easier for us. They've got the first three levels. First, they started with the first three levels open. And then they said, well, you know what? When you cap, we're going to go ahead and open up to level 5. And when you icon, we're going to go ahead and open all 7 levels for you. I'm like, what? Now a
Yeah.
second reason to be an icon. First, I just wanted to get my 20% back. And
Yeah.
now I want all my levels open.
Yeah.
So,
No doubt. No doubt. That's
hi,
I love it.
Melvin.
How do you guys
Sorry.
know each other?
No, I just see his hand up. So I just
Go
saying
ahead,
hi.
Melvin.
All right, thank you. Thanks for sharing, Rebecca. A couple questions. One is, what is the primary social media tool that you use when you're posting?
I think it's important wherever you have the most audience or wherever you love, just go there first. I happen to love Facebook. I really love
Okay.
Facebook a lot. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I love Facebook, but I also have pour love into Instagram because I know that's where the younger generation tends to be. And so I've got to be on both of those. So I make those two my primary. I need to show more love to LinkedIn, but but some people crush LinkedIn. And so I say crush, go into whatever platform you're doing well in that you love the most and just show it some more love. I'm now going to start, I actually just started pouring into YouTube Shorts. And so that's still in development. I literally just started that. But we can get real distracted with trying to do too much at once. So I just say pick the one that you love the most where you already have people there and keep adding to that. But then you start thinking, if I posted this in Facebook, I could also post the same thing in Instagram. And I can also post it, if it's a reel, I could post that on Shorts and YouTube Shorts. So, or I could even, I'm not even really I have an account on TikTok and there's maybe 2 posts in there.
Mhm.
But those same posts could go into TikTok as well. So it's just I feel I got a VA just so that I can have them help me do
True.
that. But there's hope for everybody. I only started with Facebook and YouTube, and I'm now starting to branch out in a few others because it could be a
Tú
lot. So
puedes
just
leer eso.
do
Excellent.
one and
¿Ah?
do one and master it, and then move
Excellent.
on to
Excellent.
another one.
Also, how many directs do you have and how many qualified directs?
How many direct agents I have? I believe I have 30 something on my front line, and all 30 are fellow QA. Not all 30, but yeah, they all are because I am icon, so they make them all FQA for me, all 30.
Okay.
But what was the other part of the question?
Well, you answered that one.
Okay.
And my last question is, what was that address that Kelly's going to be on the panel? You went fast with that.
Oh yes, I'll put it in the chat box here. It is build at sea, like the ocean.com. Oh, let me make that clickable.
And I highly recommend considering going, Melvin, and everyone on this call. That these events are just masterful. Cappy and I went last year, and we have half our Freedom Team leaders on the ship this year. So the ability to connect with some of the highest producers in the company,
Mhm.
the best attractors in the company, it's just a beautiful opportunity.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kelly, since you were there last year, what could you say specifically about what you encountered last year on the cruise?
What was different about this particular event is it's smaller in nature. We're all on a ship together. So we have 4 hours of masterminds, multiple days, but then we all get together for dinner at night. We're all in the same room. And then when we get to the little island, we stop at the Bahamas and stop at an island. And when we get to the island, we all just hang out in the water and connect together. So the intimacy of this event was far superior to any, EXPCon or Build at Sea, or I'm sorry, the Build events, any of the other ones. I've been to other Build events also. This one is so connected and it's run very, very well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
is it, Kelly?
July 9th through 12th.
That's right. July
Thank
9th through the 12th. And that's on the website. When you click on buildatsea.com, you'll see all the details there. And there once you make the decision that you want to go, you'll register, and there's a two-step registration process. So step one will be purchasing the general attendance admission, and then step two is booking your cabin. So there's still availability, so you can all join us. It'll be a lot of fun. I get to see Kelly there, and I don't know
Yeah, a
if
lot of fun.
Sean, if you're joining us as well, but there's going to be a lot of amazing leaders there. I don't know if you've gotten to see Veronica Figueroa. She's been the number one in teams with EXP for 2 years in a row, and she just continues to innovate and just being in the proximity of some of these leaders. Brent Gove is going to be there, by the way. And we have some other amazing people. Tony Cruz, you'll get to meet. He's new to EXP, but he's big with AI, and he's doing some really great things with AI. So we're going to learn a lot. Nick Krem is going to be there again.
Mhm.
So Nick Krem does the AI certified agent courses, and he is phenomenal, and his energy is amazing as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got a lot, and Kendall Bonner will be there as well. So a lot of great speakers. There's a great lineup. You'll get to see those on the website as well. But it's going to be amazing. So we hope that you could join us.
And
thank
Melvin,
you.
last year I had 3 potential agents. They were thinking about EXP join me on
Hmm.
that cruise. Brent actually invited everyone that had potential agents to come up to his room one evening. And between that and the cruise itself, all 3 of them joined EXP. So it's a great attraction tool.
I
Wow.
feel like from the
Yes.
agents that did join, I believe all of them that were non-EXP, all of them that came, all of them joined, because
Wow.
like there's 100 agents. It's that close knit. It feels tight for a conference, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
just enough to be like personable with everyone, and so and then you're there for 3 days together, doing all the things, having fun, the karaoke, and there was just it was just a great. We even had and that anyone who was, because you get to split off when you go into the islands, but we were with a large group of agents in Ocean Cay, and inside the water, and we're all masterminding. Like, they can't get enough. We're outside, you could do whatever you want, and here we are masterminding in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
So just creating memories together, and just I don't know, it's just amazing. So you got to be there, you got to be in the room. That's where the growth happens. I think that's where and these are the things that fill me up. So as a leader, you have to be connected to a source. You got to be plugged in. So I mentioned being plugged into like the hub, for example, but
Hmm.
you got to be plugged into events. These events for me at this point, like, it's not that I can't be taught anything else. It's just there's so many different things that you can learn from. It's overwhelming, but they
Hmm.
fill my cup. And that's what we want as a leader, is that we have to find a way to be filled up so that we can then fill other people. But the same thing for you, right? You're working with your clients, all of you here, you're working with your clients. And if you're just giving, 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 we're spent. We've given it all. We're
Hmm.
empty. So if you're just
Hmm.
in your zone, just working, 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 which is good, we all have to do that. But if you're always in your zone, you're always working, there's got to be a time that you plug into coaching, that you plug into events, just so that you can re-energize, so that you can fill your cup up. And sometimes we go through the dry spells, for example, right? The dry spells, during that dry spell, we're feeling so disconnected. And so many people don't even realize that all they have to do is connect to the event. That's going to re-energize you.
Yeah.
And so it's so easy. Whenever you catch yourself that you're feeling that way, what was the last event I went to? I need to invest in myself, and just make it a priority that you have to invest in yourself so that you can give back to others.
That's a
Great
very
Kelly, I see
good
point.
your
point.
hand up.
Great
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, great point.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, and Rebecca, as you bring on new agents, how do you energize them to engage in agent attraction if that's something they're interested in? How do you get them off the dime of kind of making those first calls?
Uh, that's a good question because I don't know that. I guess I just listen to people. What is it that they want to do? I'm always wanting to help people reach their goals. So, what is your goal? Let's get clarity on what your goal is, and then we're going to take a look at the opportunities that they have around them and how they can connect. And different people want to do it in different ways. So, if somebody doesn't want to do phone calls, okay, you don't want to do a phone call. Well, how do you want to do this? And so, whether it's through social media, some people just want attraction only and have people call them. Okay, great. Well, how are people going to call you? What are you doing? What are you putting out there that people even know or see you? And let's talk about that. Let's get that established for you and set up. And the phone calls could be just, replying back to people who have liked your things. They didn't maybe even.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Froze on us.
Becca done left the building.
Yeah, I like that. So it's asking them what exactly, if you want to attract, what is the way you'd like to do it? And let's see if we can help guide them. You hear us, Rebecca?
Yeah.
There you are. We lost you for about 5 to 8 seconds.
Oh,
Go
oh,
ahead.
okay. I've got unstable internet. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You're good, good. So
I'm
did
not
that
sure what
kind
you
of
heard.
answer your question? Okay, cool, cool. Anything else, guys? This is good stuff. Very, very good stuff. I've taken quite a few nuggets from it.
I'm
Anybody got
wondering if
any
anyone
questions?
has a challenge right now that we can help them through.
Oh, I like it.
Anybody have something that's been holding them back or an idea that they have that they want to share?
Hmm, great question. Anybody? Anybody wants some guidance from a rock star?
Rebecca, I would ask, I've have a few people that say they're interested, but they've got so many transactions that are in motion, and so they're delaying. What would you say there?
I'm curious why they're delaying. Is it because they're too busy or because they feel like they need to transact more in order to have authority?
Now
I'm
they're
curious
waiting for
what's the
that slow
actual.
time. Truly, they're just waiting for things to kind of clear, but then something else comes on the plate.
Yep.
That really seems like a priority issue. So yes, our production does take priority, but sometimes we overwhelm ourselves thinking we always have to be on for that. And I think it's just balancing your time. So whether it's I'm going to schedule just like everything else, right? You schedule time with your buyers, schedule time with your sellers. You're going to schedule time for agent attraction. So what is that time I'm willing to commit on a week to week so that I can have a phone call or have a coffee or have a Zoom with someone. And I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to do my best not to overlap and schedule production over it. And if I have to, because the client only can do it on the day that I have my attraction calls, then where am I moving that attraction call to? It's not that it disappeared. We're just going to have to shift it on the calendar. All right, I can't do it. Let's say I do attraction every Friday at 10 a.m. But now I got a client that wants to see me there. Okay, well then let's move attraction to 2 p.m. Or maybe we're moving it to a different day, but it doesn't get dismissed. It just
Mhm.
gets relocated onto my calendar. I've got to have that attraction time plugged in. It's got to be a serious, and to me, it's like anything else, right? If I have let's say I'm dropping off kids to school, I can't meet a client during the times that I respect that time block, right? At 8 a.m., I'm dropping off my kids. I can't see a client at that time. So what do you do when you have a client that says, I can only do 8 a.m.? Do you say, sorry, kids, you can't go to school today? No, you figure it out, right? You figure it out. So you have to figure it out. You can't just dismiss it and say, I just didn't have time.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kelly, were you kind of implying, because I come across it all the time, where all of a sudden you've got an agent, they're interested, they like it, they eventually want to come over, they're going, okay, wait, I've got two closings coming up here in July. I've got, so many things, and they're kind of going, I want to get these closed first. And the same thing I say, Kelly, the moment they're trying to do that, something else comes up. Then they have another one. How do you help that person transition to go ahead and, like you were motivated to come over and hit Icon? But maybe it's somebody only doing 7 or 8 deals. They're far from Icon, but now they've got, a couple of them and they just want to close it out at their brokerage. But while they're doing that, another one comes up. What do you do to kind of help move that person along to try to get them over here sooner? Is that where you were kind of asking, Kelly? Because I come across that as well.
Yeah, and I've come across it as well too. I think at the end of the day, we can't force people. They, if that's what's on their mind, I want to help people reach their goal, and that's their goal, regardless of what I think of it. I can't force them or push them to do something they don't want to. Now, can I try to help them see the future? That is my goal. I'm only going to try a little bit to do that, right? Because I don't want to be too pushy and they're like, oh gosh, I can't even with her. Because if it's not in there, some people don't want to do attraction. And if they don't want to, I can't push that on them because then I'm going to be that person who's twisting their arm to do attraction. And they're like, oh, all they care about is recruiting. So we can't be that person either, right? So what is their goal? I'm just going to help them reach their goal. And the future pacing, that's the word I was looking for. I want to help future pace to help them see what the possibility could be. But once we share that future of what it could be, if they don't see it, they don't see it.
So, in other words, are
They
you
don't see it.
saying, if you were to bring those two listings over here, this is what
Mm-hmm.
that could start to look like. You're going to get stock along the way. That should mean you're kind of casting vision of what it could be like if you
Yes,
were to bring them over here. Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
Gotcha,
yes,
gotcha.
exactly. Take them along that journey so they can understand why it would be a benefit. And but sometimes people are just focused on right now. I
Yeah.
need this money right now because I got this bill that has to get paid and I got to have it. You can't get in the
Yeah.
way of that. But you can future pace them, share what the vision casting of what that could look like for them. And
Hmm.
if they see it and they're like, you know what? I wasn't looking at it that way because they're looking at it from one lens. Let's help them see it through a new lens, right? So
Yeah.
if they can see it through that new lens, then great. But if they can't, I'm not going to twist their arm.
Yeah. But where I've seen the biggest challenge for me is if somebody is at 100% brokerage. They're wanting to come over, they like everything, but they've got a few closings coming up and they're going, I really just need that extra 20% right now. That's the ones I've had the biggest challenge with. And then hoping,
Well, and then if that is the biggest priority, then we're going to have a conversation with the XP and see if they can waive on those because they will make exceptions, right? So that's where I want to involve the growth team
yeah,
and have a conversation with growth so that if those three listings are so important to them, what could we do so that they can make this because the XP wants to make this a smooth transition for them as well. So let's have that conversation with growth and see if something can be done where it would sweeten the pot for them to make that decision today.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't talked to them in a while about that, but yeah, a lot of times they might step up and maybe help them with one or two of the transact, whatever. They're willing to do whatever to get
Absolutely.
them. I gotcha.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And here's another one that I want to share about that. And I know that we're probably at time here, but when new faces have come into the growth team, I have always made it my business to get to know them or get to know the person that is in charge of our region or area
Yeah.
because I want to know how they operate, how they think. I want to become their friend so that we can work well together. So even if you don't have somebody that you're planning on bringing in yet,
Mm,
get on their schedule. Plug yourself in there and say, hey, I just wanted to get to know you. I know that you're my growth director, and I just wanted to see how you work, what you do with clients, how to best work together.
And
Yeah.
then they're going to be happy to just kind of go over that with you. Best practices of how to initiate that, which is always going to be doing the going on the website. So I don't know if you've gone on their toolkit. So
Yeah.
exptoolkit.com/growth. They recently updated it. I don't know if you've been in there in a while, but they updated it. There's whole new videos in there. There's a rev share calculator. There's a video to show you how to use the rev share calculator. I mean, they have so many great resources. And here's the final one. I was talking with a gal who's considering joining, and one of the things that I like to do is leverage a video because I sometimes get tired of telling EXP explained over and over again. So I
Yeah.
saw that they had the new video, and I actually felt like, oh my gosh, it's a 43-minute long video, and the other one was like 13 minutes, and I love the 13 minutes just because it's quick. And I said, who cares? I'm just going to share it with the girl. I don't know her, haven't spoken to her. I tell her, can you watch this video before we get on our call? This is going to help you have great questions for me. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. She watched the video. When I got on the call, she goes, oh my God, I loved everything that was spoken about on that video. And I was like, what? This is great. So this already got our call started on a better foot because
Yeah.
she already heard the model. So my question to her is like, okay, what was it that appealed to you the most? Because there's so many things that are said on there, and each person is different, that I don't know what they liked the most about what they heard. Was it about Icon? Was it RevShare? Was it Canva? Was it like, what is it that you liked? What called, was it FastCap? Let's talk about that. And then I continue talking to them based on what they liked. Because if I start telling them all about the company and they're like, I don't care about any of what you just told me, I just want to know about this, and that's the one
Yeah.
thing I forgot to talk about, then I missed the mark with them.
And real quick before you jump, that website again for everybody to have for the toolkit. What was that
Yeah.
website again?
exptoolkit.com/growth. I could
Dot-
put that in the chat also.
Yeah. I've been to it, but it's been a while. I probably haven't been there in the last 6 to 8 weeks, I bet. But I've definitely been there, but it's been a little while. So they've done some updates and stuff. I like the idea of
Oh
also
yeah.
reaching out to the person who's kind of over your area for the growth team and get to know them and so forth, so you know their personality. And because you don't really have to stick with just that person in your region, right? You can go to another
Right.
growth team leader. Yeah. Just find
Yeah.
out their personalities and you might be able to figure out who might they click best with, whoever you're talking to.
Exactly. And that's why it's important to know who they are, because you'll have people that are high energy, some people who are lower energy, some
Yeah.
people who are high C type personalities, very analytical. And
Yeah.
so depending who you're speaking to, you want to be able to match them up, or maybe you have somebody that only speaks Spanish and then you need to know who Josie is, right? The
Yeah.
only Spanish speaking growth person we have. So it's good to know who they are so that you can connect them to the right person that's going to like click with them and help them
Great.
get them to the finish line.
Great idea, Rebecca. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're awesome. You have a
Oh, thank
dynamic
you.
personality and aura about you, and I love that you're a believer. And I hope and pray that you are following His will for you. Right? It's always like,
Thank you.
please let me know if I'm off track, Father. Slap me
I do
upside the
my
face.
best.
I'm gonna.
Please. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, so
All
thank you for
right.
this. I'll once I get hold of the recording, I'll send it over to you. And if I can do anything to help at all, if we can to your group, please let us know. We'd love to help.
All right. Thank you
All
all. Thanks
right.
for having me. It's been
Thank
an
you, Rebecca.
honor.
Got it.
Have
Thank
a
you, gang.
great day,
Thanks for showing
everyone.
up,
Thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate it. All right.
Bye,
Have a blessed week.
everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.